Hello, I'm Yazhuo Chen. Today I'm gonna to talk about two projects in Unit 2 and the progression plan. I thought it will be useful to divide my presentation into four parts. Firstly, I will briefly introduce some information of my projects. Next, I'm going to talk about the challenge and difficulties I encountered and also some solutions in this process. And then I'm going to say there are some areas I think I need to improve on and what I learned from it. Finally, I will introduce my progression plan. So next, I start with my hidden project. In this project, most of my work is experiment with colors, abstractions, and deconstructivism. About color, my inspiration comes from the mixing of colors, like the first picture. Beside on this, I use different materials do some color experiment. In addition, I also try to use the abstract methods to show heading, just like these three pictures. I only draw the most prominent features of these objects, and their true images are hidden under the features. Then, I did experiments related to deconstruction, combined two different photos with weaving methods to form different patterns, such as magazines, paintings, the English letters and Chinese. But I don't think I have demonstrated the construction view. Its final effect looks confused, I think. So in the next experiment, I use simple patterns to express the theme, just like the fruits. You can see it. I cut out the shape of these fruits with texture paper and then draw their representative colors combined with black and white contours. I think this visual effect will be better than previous experiment. Actually, in this project, I often feel that I can't proceed to the next step. I will be very entangled because I can't find a clear target. Although I have made a lot of experiments, they all just a simple attempt. I didn't continue to experiment in depth. I didn't have final until the end. I think this is a big problem for me. When the project started, I was not very firm in my ideas. When there was a problem, I didn't think about how to solve it, but change it to another way. But that's the other way will have its problems, and this is unavoidable. Yeah, I will change it in the future. But I think this process helpful for me. After experimenting, I found that a lot of time the color is not easy for me to control, so I should practice more in this area. In addition, the close experiment with fruit, I think I will use this method in future projects because I like this visual effect and production process. Yeah. In project 2, what I did is an animation about the stream of consciousness. It was inspired by Woolf's novel The Mark on the Wall. So at the beginning, I conceived the storyline to imagine people of different career and ages after seeing the books. Actually, I didn't like this idea because I found the storyline to be boring. So and just after the first tutorial, tutor rejected my idea. I'm very happy because I don't have to hesitate. They told me that I didn't need to make a storyline like this because it was too complicated and it was all about other people's memories, not my own imagination of the stream of consciousness. I need to use it thinking as a tool rather than making an animation of human consciousness to draw the known imagination. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with them. So, afterwards, I make some simple animation of box change, just like these drafts. The balloons become Bauhaus patterns and colors, and then become snail. But these don't seem to be what I imagine, and it is not enough. So I researched the works of my favorite artists, found some inspiration from them, and then made these sketches. Actually, when I was drawing this sketch, I didn't design it too much. I just painted it as I wanted. I think this is where the stream of consciousness is interesting. Yeah, like the change of eyes on this page. I didn't add blue eyeballs at the beginning until after I finished the painting. I found that they gathered into one big eye. I thought it looks monotonous, so I added another eyeballs. About the composition, the transition between black and white and colors didn't work well at the beginning. So after tutorial, I changed it in another way and found that it was much better than before. In addition, I thought of three ways of change the composition of the four squares. And finally, I chose the snail. I think the snail action is very funny. In this process, I made some problems, such as the change of the box and composition, and how to make the animation interesting and let audience could understand what I want to express. And then my tutor gave me a lots of details advice according to each problem, which helped me a lot to solve these problems. In addition, I also learned a lot about sound effects, especially a sound production app recommended by my tutor. After the experiment, I found it very interesting to make sound effects by myself, and the self-made sound effect can achieve the desired effect, which I think is very important for animation. In addition, I think I still need to improve some details, like some transition changed too fast, and I didn't draw many frames to transition. I think this is something I need to improve. Finally, I will introduce my progression plan. In the next stage, I want to try some forms that I haven't done before, such as the picture books forever and Child of Glass. It's by the Italian illustrator Beatrice Alemana and Julia's picture book, Pedro and Forest and the Forest. I really like the way these books are created, especially when she has a lot of transparent sulfuric acid paper. I found it very interesting to reflect different picture effects, just like the picture on the right of this page. The birds change. I think this art form can increase the interaction between the author and the audience. It is simple but very interesting. In my opinion, the combination of stream of consciousness and this form will be very exciting. Yeah. But it's just a simple idea for me yet. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.